Firefly is back for season 2, and it will be animated.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
They got Joss Whedon's approval. Disney's down. They have showrunners. The showrunners are 2 people that met and got married. They met on the set of Firefly.
Tara Butters and Mark Guggenheim, yeah.
They have a script. They have an animation studio. They have everybody back. It is real. We are getting Firefly season 2.
Dude, I'm so beyond happy and stoked. I'm happy they didn't let the community down. It's the greatest show that never was because it only got technically 10 episodes. It was released out of order, which was a horrible network mistake.
Already a death sentence.
When they released the DVDs and Blu-rays, we got the 3 episodes that never aired, which are fantastic, and it makes you wonder why those never got aired. The first time they hinted at something like this, it turned out to be a reunion panel followed up by a Funko Pop release. And so when this announcement came up, it was met with a little bit of disdain, I'm sure, and a little bit of foreboding because we didn't want to have our hearts broken again. Super excited. And the fact they got back everybody makes me happy as well. I know one thing that I'm okay with that you're not okay with is the timeline on the script. So I wanted to segue into that because I think your 2 cents is actually more important than mine because mine's the status quo and yours goes against the status quo.
Well, I don't know. I think there's probably going to be a surprising number of fans that are with me.
There is.
Because I would think that, I mean, this has been my opinion for a long time, but that spoilers for anybody that hasn't watched season 1 of Firefly, or sorry, Serenity, not season 1, Serenity. And that is that Wash dies. And so this is taking place between season 1 and Serenity. I just wish that they would have said, you know what? Serenity doesn't count. Because the entire reason that they did Serenity was to wrap up the story and give a conclusion. That's great. I'm so glad that they were able to do something to wrap it up. But now you have the means. And you don't have to rush it anymore. And I don't think there is a single fan that would be upset if you're like, hey, guess what? Serenity's not canon anymore. Wash is still alive. Who's going to be like, no, don't want it?
I would have been fine with them coming up with a way to bring him back, even if it was as a clone or using some type of medical technology on Ariel, because we know the planet Ariel had some cutting edge medical tech. But I think you're missing out on the biggest problem, even though I'm for this timeline piece, but the biggest problem is Shepherd Book, because now they will have to recast Shepherd Book. We'll have to get a new voice.
But that is an easy problem to solve. I mean, it's not an easy person to replace. It's an easy problem to solve. It is not an easy person to replace, but it's like you can...
But will the actor be okay with them still using the Shepherd Book likeness in the animation, even if the voice is different?
I suspect whomever his estate is that would I would have no doubt that they would support it, because obviously that actor was very passionate about continuing the everything on. My other concern, given that this takes place between season 1 and Serenity, is that what do we do? What do we do? Because we have the whole thing in season 1 that's driving the story forward. That's resolved in Serenity. So what are we doing? Like we already had the chase. We had the resolution. We don't really need more chase. And then how many seasons can we really get out of this? Theoretically, if it's animated, these people, they all still sound great. They don't sound old or anything like that. If it's animated, theoretically, you could take this going on forever. But if you're working within that time frame, how many seasons can you squeeze out? Especially whenever you have to focus on that story, or do they get distracted? Just like Fallout 4, they stole my baby boy. But hey, how about this over here? Do they just get another big bad that they replace for 3 seasons and then come back and do Serenity?
I mean, technically, all those episodes were standalone, but we had that underlying current of the Reavers going through season 1, and you're right, it culminated at the end of Serenity. So I have a feeling they're just going to carry on the Reaver connection. I don't think it'll be every episode. I think they'll do like whatever the job is that they're doing, or job of the week episode. It's going to be interesting to see how they do it. I also don't think all these actors want a long-term deal. A lot of them have been successful in their own right. Nathan Fillion's got a world-class show with The Rookie going. Of course, Gina Torres, she was on Suits for 9 seasons, and the only ones that really don't have a thing going are Kaylee and Simon.
Well, and let's not forget that, like, you've got voice actors like Troy Baker in video games. Like, Troy Baker has an entire recording studio in his house. A lot of these games that he does, he's voicing from his office in his underwear.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you've got the right setup, you can do this for a long time, and it doesn't really take all that much. Especially, I mean, Nathan Fillion has done voice acting, tons of voice acting, video games, animations. He's done everything. He knows how to do this. And it's like, while obviously he is the busiest out of the bunch, I don't know, Alan's also pretty swamped with his stuff. But him and Alan are the two busiest people. And I bet, since it's just voice acting, they can fit that in pretty easily into their schedules. I would suspect that they would want to get at least 2 to 3 seasons out of this.
Yeah, and that's exactly where my head space was at too. That if they can do 3 seasons, at the very least, they'll give fans closure to something that they've wanted closure for a long time. Since we really didn't get it, the movie, and it's sad because the movie was good. Just everybody was heartbroken at the end and felt it was an unnecessary death.
I'm one of those. I'm one of those where it's like, like you said, it's just like, we didn't need that. You know, not every ending can be a happy ending, but we didn't need that. There was no reason to kill Wash.
Wash dying at the end of Serenity had no impact on that show, that movie, or the franchise. And it was dumb. It was a dumb decision. And Joss Whedon back then was at the peak of his genius, and that was a freaking boneheaded move.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if there's a situation where you're a pilot, something like Independence Day, right? Where the whatever the drunk uncle guy, Dennis Quaid's brother, you know, he flies the plane right
Russell
into
K, sir.
right into the weapon before it fires. Okay, well now that plane's a missile. Okay, that plane is a weapon that he is using. That's not what happened with Wash. Wash flew the thing. There was an accident, and he got skewered. Like you said, like his death accomplished nothing. He accomplished nothing in death. Like there was no reason for it. It wasn't like a knowing sacrifice that he went and did, where he put himself above everybody else and nobly just like, you know, that it just didn't need to happen. It didn't need to happen. And it was one of those that it would have been bad enough if something like that did happen and he sacrificed himself. It would have been sad. But what really was a bummer is that it sucked. Is that it's just like,
it was a shit death.
It was sad and it was shit. And it's just like, well, that it felt hollow. Like I lost one of my favorite characters and it feels hollow.
And for a lot of people, he was their absolute favorite character. I mean, I can't really sit here and tell you that I have a favorite because all of them had something in that show that I was like, man, that's awesome. Shepherd Book notwithstanding. His death in the movie was not what it felt sort of necessary. But still, I felt like it didn't have an overall impact. So anyway, I'm excited about this project, man. I think it's going to be all the people involved around it outside the cast are world-class in their own right with, you know, Tara Butters doing Agent Carter and some other projects. And Guggenheim, of course, basically started the Arrowverse. Admittedly, the first couple of seasons of every one of those shows was great till it went wheels off the truck.
As every single one of them did.
Yes, and it all stems from one thing. Let's give everybody superpowers. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Firefly, man.
Me too. I'm excited to see what they come up with. And just to tie that back to one of our mechanics thing, I would say that just like damage doesn't need to equal difficulty, deaths do not equal stakes whenever it comes to story. All that said, still super stoked about it. I'm actually happy that it's going to be an animation. That removes a lot of the limits. They don't have to worry about budgets and effects and all that stuff. So I think that it's actually probably the best version of what we could get is if it was animated. So I'm excited.
Me too.